Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Big update on the sale of Manchester United that Qatar actually offered 5 billion as their first opening bid. This is way bigger than was being reported and completely blows the doors off on where we are at with this sale. It's coming in from Bloomberg. There's also two big things I want to kick back on from the show last night that have been sent today about the sale and the stance of United fans, which I think needs calling out as well because it's really dangerous what these people with big platforms are putting out there. And now I know as well, we've got a big platform, we've got a big community, but look, I think we've played it down the middle. I don't think anybody's ever gone, I want this, I want that. I think we've said what type of ownership we like, but I think that some people are just gobbing off. I mean, I've actually saw one journalist today has been clipped on Twitter saying that Qatar would be worse than the Glazers, and I know everything bad that the Glazers have done, and Qatar's still way worse than that. There is starting to be a movement now from people who think they're the voice of this football club. And your individual opinion's absolutely fine, and I'd rather it was put out there, but come on, let's not. It's being painted as something completely wrong, in my opinion, now, when you've already got Man City and Newcastle with that type of ownership. People are acting like Man United are about to destroy the world. But this bid from Qatar, if it is 5 billion, and that's what's been reported by Bloomberg, £5 billion as an opening bid, I cannot see how they don't get hold of this football club. I might be completely wrong, but if their opening bid is 5 billion, and why would it be reported from such an outlet if it wasn't? We know there's second rounds and third rounds, and maybe this is where a lot of this confidence is coming in from Middle Eastern journalists and everything about the deal being done by the end of the month. Because if that bid is £5 billion as a first bid, there's a second bid, there's a third bid, and I just don't think I don't think Man United are worth £5 billion for a start. Like, I think anybody that's looking to buy Manchester United as an investment has to be out, because that if you're looking to make money out of Man United, the Glazers wouldn't buy Man United now. If somebody'd offered 5 billion for Man United now and the Glazers wanted to buy us back when it was, they wouldn't be able to do it because they're not going to make the money. So anyone who's looking to make money out of United, they're going to walk away. Anyone who's doing it because they want to do it for reasons that are about, making money or making it self-sufficient, I think if you've offered 5 billion and you're going to go higher than that, you're sort of out. They're sort of blowing the competition out of the water, really. I mean, you look at maybe Sir Jim Radcliffe's bid. If he's borrowing money through Ineos to buy Man United, and the debt might stay or it might not go, or he's only going to buy 70%, at what point do you go, well, I'm sort of mortgaging myself up to the hilt to get the club, which I want, and I think I can do a really good job with it. But Qatar are offering $1 billion already over what I've offered or what I would like to offer. It sort of blows everyone out of the water. So I think we're heading towards a situation where the Glazers will either sell to Qatar or they'll find another way of staying with investment, because I don't see anybody individually putting in a bigger bid to buy the whole club than Qatar. So I think that, however that makes you feel, or maybe it ruins people's weekends, maybe it makes people's weekends, but that's the story, and it's very significant. The second thing I wanted to say was that obviously we were discussing the overlap video last night, and I sort of skimmed through the main bits, and we discussed it last night. People have sent me loads of comments, messages, clips of certain things that were said that I didn't cover, that I now am aware of, that I think I do need to come back to as a community. One of the things was, again, just to clarify, it was said by two separate people on that interview that Manchester United don't need Qatari ownership. £1.5 billion has gone out of the club under the Glazers. That £1.5 billion would easily pay for a new stadium and signings. And I'm like, do you think before you open your mouth? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. That's why we do need rich owners. When the Glazers go, you don't get the £1.5 billion back. You're completely right. We could have built a stadium if the Glazers weren't in charge because of all the debt that's gone out, but it's gone. That £1.5 billion's gone. You don't get it back. How can you say we don't need rich owners when we've been bled dry over 17 years? We need rich owners to put the money back in that's been taken out, so then we can start being self-sufficient. But that's going to take time. These people who are going that Man United don't need a sugar daddy. Man United don't need rich owners because they run themselves. We don't, though. We are in a crippling debt that needs to be cleared by somebody rich. We still need to build the stadium. That £1.5 billion you talk about that we generated's gone. Anybody who takes over Man United's got to clear £500 million of debt, £2 billion on a stadium, Ten Hag's transfer fees, and infrastructure, and buy the club. I don't think they're thinking when they're saying things that are as ridiculous as Man United don't need rich owners. They make enough money to run themselves. Where have you been for 17 years? We're in £500 million of debt. We need to build a stadium for £2 billion. Where's that £2.5 billion coming from then? Oh, we lost £100 million last year. That was our profit, minus £100 million. Where's this money coming from? You're like Jack and his magic beans. What are you going to do? Just plant them outside Old Trafford and grow a £2 billion a tree that chucks you £2 billion. We can't run on our own money. It feels to me like people are plucking made up ideas about how we don't need super wealthy owners. We do. It's staring in the face. And the second thing I've been asked to comment on was this whole online fans want Qatar because they want Mbappe and they want Haaland and everything like that. But match-going fans don't really want Qatar. Bollocks. I'm sorry. That's not true. It's not. You don't need to... I know loads of match-going fans. Loads of them. I see people online who are match-going fans. I don't see a widespread percentage going, we don't want super wealthy owners. I actually see a lot of people who are resigned to the fact that we need it. Ideally, and I'm the same, ideally I don't want that ownership model, but I live in the real world and I see Man City have got it, I see Newcastle have got it, I see Arsenal will have it, I think Spurs will have it, I think Liverpool will have it, and I think we have to have it if we want to be successful. So this whole... I think what's happening is the closer we get to an inevitable sale, people who don't want it are desperately thrashing around with silly theories because they don't want it. And I would say to those people, respect. Vocalize it. I understand it. You don't want it, and that's your reason. But stop deflecting what you really want by making out everyone else wants what you want. And stop deflecting by making out that we can run this football club without rich owners, because it's not an argument. Tell the world why you don't want it, and then move on. And when we get it, and you don't want it, you'll still turn up and watch it anyway. So ultimately, you've got no power in it anyway, just like me and just like everybody else. I think you're vocalising something that you've got no control over. And actually, it's inevitable and it's not Man United's fault. Man City have had this type of ownership for years. Newcastle have got it now. Other clubs around the world are going to have it, and around the Premier League. If you want to get angry with football, because football sold its soul a long time ago. And it's just the way it's going to be. It's the way it's going to be. And, you know, a £5 billion bid is a very, 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 very high price to start off with. But look, thanks everyone for watching. Let's see what happens next. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. I'll speak to you later.